Welcome back, family, for a special Team Ohana presentation.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm Rich.
I'm Greg.
And yes, we are here for a special review of a product sent to us.
Comic Capsule.
Yes, I really feel like we're making the big time now. People are asking for us to check out their product, and they didn't ask to say we have to endorse it. They want us to give an honest opinion on it. So that's what I intend to do.
Yes.
So they sent the package to each of us, and in all fairness, I've opened mine up already, so I could have something to show. But you have the package in its raw form if you want to show everybody what you got.
Yes. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do one of these. Perfect.
Yes. I'm small.
Board Boys proudly presents Comic Capsule, protection through innovation. Comic Capsule.
And from what I understand, they got the money for the molds and everything through a Kickstarter.
Yeah, I was just looking at the Kickstarter. They had a $2,500 goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
They barely passed that at $76.87.
Okay.
So by barely, I mean destroyed it.
Yeah, tripled it.
The guy who's at the top of it, I suppose, is Lawrence Lee, and he came up with this idea and got some engineering buddies on board and stuff like that, and they're going through the development here. They're showing all the tooling process for plastic injection molding.
It cost them more than $7,600 to get these molds made. I can tell you that.
Oh, what do you know about it?
I'm a tool and die maker designer, and I just finished making 2 molds at my own company, which saved them $60,000. So
see, he does that stuff. So right there, you know, they're taking a hit off the get-go probably. So it's cool that they hit their goal and they're shipping stuff out now. It seems like so. Yeah, like Rich said, they reached out to us and they asked if we would check it out. So this is us doing just that.
I'm looking at it. Looks like it's a 2-piece, which is clicked together. It's not sealed together, but you don't need it to be sealed together. You just need 2 pieces to work well and have a good tight fit, which it does. Very little mold flash, which would be like, did you ever put together plastic models?
No.
Okay, for anybody out there who put together plastic models, those pieces are made in a mold, and a lot of times you'd see almost like paper thin plastic in areas that you don't need it. You have to trim it off with your X-Acto knife. That's called flash. It's from imperfections, even if it's only 1,000th or 2 clearance, 1,000th of an inch or 2,000th of an inch clearance, the plastic will seep in there. I don't see any here, and I don't see any signs of a deburring operation. Doesn't feel like it's chamfered. I think they just actually had a really good tight fit. As long as they made them insertable, they'll be able to replace them as they wear out. But since it's plastic, it's really not going to wear out that much. This is actually a decent quality mold. I like this. And they've got their little logo, 2 B's, 1 B being forwards, 1 B being backwards.
So you got the thumbs up from the tap and die guy, or whatever you call it.
Tool and die.
Tool and die, excuse me.
That's okay. It's okay.
I got close.
Sometimes I tell people, I'm a die maker. They're like, oh, like colors, like for clothing. I'm like,
no, like magic die.
Yeah, right.
Dungeons and Dragons. Hello.
20-sided, man. 20-sided.
Right, exactly. Before we go on, should we tell them about the code we have?
Yes, absolutely. If you're interested in getting this, they sent us a promo to give out to everybody. If you order $94.90, which is the cost of a 10-pack, and we're going to explain to you whether or not we think this is worthwhile, you're going to get free shipping if you put in Team Ohana Family as your code. This is valid until the end of 2023. So December 30 up till from now till December 31st. Free shipping on any order of $94.90 or higher if you use the code Team Ohana Family. One word.
Yep, just like it's shown right there on the ticker. That's really cool of Comic Capsule to provide that. And like you said, it makes me feel like a legit comic YouTuber.
Yes, and what's really cool is I think they'll use that to track how many people actually ordered from our broadcast. So hopefully we'll get a couple people that make an order with them and show them that it was worthwhile to include us in their promotion.
Yeah, and let us know in the comments if you do go through with that. That would, even if it's not, the full order, just you order one of them. It would be cool to see. All right, so I've not opened mine. This is what comes. This is one. It's got its own bag. It's got the how-to instructions.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. It kind of looks like a slab bag, actually.
Yeah, but it's a better plastic bag than slab bags. I hate those.
Very shiny, no scratches or anything on the window here.
I'm reading the description on this. It is anti-UV hard shell. So it is a protective anti-UV resin, safeguard your comic with a transparent design front and back with reinforced corners and rounded edges. So if you want to display these in a room which gets sunlight, you don't have to worry about the book fading.
I don't believe CGC has UV protection.
I think CBCS does, but I agree I don't think CGC does, which is why I keep my blinds closed.
As I understand it, you just pop this bad boy, right? Backwards?
Yeah, it says in the instructions, you put your thumbs on the BBs and push back. So there's a BB in each corner.
Redirections. See right here.
Yeah, I did it.
Push bums on the BBs. Oh, this way. And there
It's
you
it.
go.
It's open.
Okay, so I have a book that I've been wanting to put in here.
Okay.
I just bought nothing significant about this book other than it's Scotty Young's first official DC art, and it's signed by him here.
Cool.
I didn't want to get it CGC'd because it was like $200 or something silly. So this is perfect for something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see if this has a Mylar on it. Like you can see, it's pretty shiny.
Right. Now I will let you know that I did try putting in one with a bag and board. Okay, and I just grabbed a Star Wars book and put it in, and it's a bit of a chore to get it in with the thicker bag. I don't think mine's a Mylar, but it's definitely above your standard bag. It didn't seem to want to quite fit with the bag, but since it has UV protection and it's hard case, you might not need to put that in there with the bag and the board.
I don't know if it'll love. Yeah, I don't know if it'll love having this like rigid bag.
Yeah, I think you're experiencing the same. Not quite gonna make it.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, I don't really use those bags. That just came with that. But I have another book here from Rhode Island Comic Con where I got them to sign this.
Samurai Jack.
Yep. John DiMaggio signed it and Phil Lamar signed it. So I'd rather have it in something safe than this bag and board.
Yes.
So I'm going to take this out and put it in the comic capsule. Just like that. Super easy. And then you just snap. Am I in? Yeah. And then there it is.
Does it feel like it's a modern book, so it's a little smaller than Silver Age? Does it feel like it's moving? I can see it moving a little bit.
Yeah, if you look here, it will move.
But the idea is you're not going to put the book in there and start shaking it.
Right.
You're going to hang it on the wall. Unless you live in San Francisco, it shouldn't move too much.
Yeah. That's cool. And it's very like minimalist up here. There's not a lot of hoopla going on to distract you from the book,
Now, I heard that you can actually get labels to print up there and create your own kind of like a label on the top.
Yeah. I don't think they come with the books, but you can, get some labels and print them across here and put stuff there if you really want to. You can see in the back.
Actually, it's got the... Wow. It actually has the label instructions. For printing labels instructions, go to comiccapsule.com/pages/labels. And it shows you where to print them or where to... I guess maybe you can just get a big piece of sticker and you can print it and then cut it out to fit. Yep. Tells you how to, what size to print it on. If you want to have this type or that type. It's got a template so you can hang it on the wall.
I was just going to say, there is a hook here, or a cavity for a nail.
Yeah. And on the piece of paper that comes on the inside of it, on the back, there's a template. So you can say, okay, this is right where I want it, and put the mark on the wall for putting the nails.
Oh, cool. Oh, nice.
They really did think of...
Everything?
It even tells you the biggest size screw that you can use.
Well, that's cool. I'm going to open up another one. These.
So, yeah, I've got 2 books that I've already put in. And because I wanted to get both of them because I read that these things are stackable. And they do. They interlock with each other.
Ah.
Very similar to they don't interlock this way so much. Like they stop, but this way they don't. So, but that's just still fine. This has one other really great advantage to this over slabs. This fits in a standard short box.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can just pop this in your short box or your long box.
Yeah, you don't have to buy special boxes, which I have a ton of. You can use your standard short boxes, and based on the thickness of this, it's probably about half the thickness of a CDC slab. So if a short box, what's a short box? 150 with bags and boards, like 120.
That sounds right.
You're probably going to get about 40 or 50s in a short box, and that's going to be pretty heavy. Yeah, exactly. And height as well, because you don't have all this stuff up at the top.
Yeah. So like.
So, and it's really funny looking at this. Everybody is always trying to come up with ways of hanging slabs, CZCs and CBCSs. Why? And I'm glad that these guys thought about it, but why were these guys the first to think to put a nail hole?
Yeah, I don't know.
And kudos to you guys for thinking outside the box, thinking about the people that actually want to display these and how we would display them. That is just a very simple additive that is so beneficial.
So I was doing a little research before here, and I saw a video where someone was talking about how like they had a real fat book, like a 72 pager or something.
Uh-huh.
And they were kind of struggling to get it down the top, but
I think it should have plenty of room.
Oh, well, anyway, I think it was one of the company members. He was describing how you can actually take the side wall apart without breaking it. And then, I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to take my comic book out first.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, it does.
It's
It
almost
comes,
like you're- it's almost like
apart
you're
pretty
cracking-
easy. Right there.
And what he did was he just set the book in, face first, and then put the book in it, and that was an easy way to put the fat book in.
Now I know the front is very clear. I don't know if I'm a fan of the back being so smoky.
Yeah,
But so I'm looking at the lights as it's going through it. It looks like it's polarized, which is interesting.
this is Greg and Rich's Team Ohana review. Just putting in front of out of face.
This is the the Cheech and Chong smoky version.
I like it though, man. Like really, like for these books that I have signed, like this and this, like it's a great option to, have protection while I decide if I want to get them, slabbed officially or just keep like this and hang on the wall, And they do.
Yes.
They do,
So
sit nicely together.
I was thinking of another possible benefits and detriments. Like, what would be some of the great things to use this for? And sometimes you have a book that you want to have protected more than and you want to display it, okay? But what if you get that dreaded purple label or even a green label?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to pull up a book right now that I threw in. I wanted to show that it does very easily handle Silver Age books. And if you know Silver Age books, first off, they're a little bit larger, and a lot of times they seem to get larger even more over time. And toss that one in real quick. And it's slid right in with no problem. Now, you're looking at that book going, wow, that really does look nice. If you got close to this book, you see it really doesn't. It shows everything that's wrong. But if you're putting this up on the wall, that's going to look fine. If I sent this to CGC, I'm probably going to get like a 2.0. And everybody says, well, you want to be able to see those grades right away. That's why CGC label is so great. I don't want to see a 2.0. That's because that's like the first thing you're going to see. Or God forbid you have a keyboard. I sent this in and I got a purple label. That's the first thing you see is like, oh, Hulk, purple label. But if I just took this, I could get a back a purple label or a 1.5 and say, nope, I don't like the way that looks, but I still want to be able to display it and want it to look good. I can crack that slab open, drop the book into one of these, hang it up on the wall with a simple nail and not have to worry about it. And boom, I can even create my own little label that goes on it. And I have a book that is appreciated for just being a book and not have something negative like a green or purple or low grade staring me in the face.
Mocking your every move.
Yes. You spent money to send this in. Ha 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 ha. So, I mean, like the cost of a 10 pack of this is $94.90. So they're roughly $10 a piece. How much would it cost to go buy a picture frame?
Unless you're
with a glass that has UV protection.
Well, that's a kicker, right? Like,
yeah.
Even the ones that are on sale and cheap at Michael's every once in a while, I'm pretty sure they don't have UV protection.
I've looked. They don't. Unless you get you good UV protection, you got to go to. You can't get the cheap ones because they're just plastic. They're just lucite or plexiglass or whatever.
Hey, you know another thing? No Newton rings.
Hey, and if you get a Newton ring, you open it up, you fix it.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, these are like crystal freaking clear.
Yeah, I'm looking at this Hulk from like an angle, and I can see it a lot better than you guys can. But
it's almost like it's like you're touching the cover somehow, but it's still behind the. I don't know how to explain it. It's really beautiful.
I can definitely see all the characteristics of this book. Wow, didn't even realize. I think this has a subscription increase.
See, it's like,
which it shouldn't have a subscription increase for the first issue.
It's like it is the top, the cover. I don't know. It's really cool. It's really cool, actually.
So I mean, if you send in a book to CGC, I know if you send in 10, 15, 20 books, you get to split up the cost of the shipping, but you're still looking at roughly $25 to get it graded. Shipping there, shipping back, you're going to be looking at $40 a book.
Plus the worry of damage shipping directions.
Yeah. And not unless you pre-screen for a specific grade, you don't know what grade you're going to get. So not every book needs to be graded. A lot of books I have graded, I only got graded for the sole purpose of I just like the way they look, and they are protected in a slab. Okay, and I am now pushing 400 slabs. Yeah, exactly. If this was an option a couple of years ago, I'd have a lot of these and a lot less graded books.
For me personally, I'm similar. Like, I love having the protection of these signature books that I didn't get graded. And if you're a speculator, I think it's awesome because you can put, for like, I was just thinking, like, if I had a book that I'm not sure I want to send in to get graded yet, but I want to make sure damn well stay super clean as possible, this is a great option to like a holding pen almost for it, if you do end up moving to the next step and getting it graded somewhere.
But a lot of people, they like to have raw books because they want to be able to feel it, touch it, and everything else. Yeah. If you were looking at a key book, let's just say like this on eBay, and they said it's not a graded book, but it's in a comic capsule, I think that would add $10 to the price alone. Knowing that it's already coming in a UV protected, easy to open, easy to hang container, which is going to protect this book.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the Hulk I was knocking. I didn't switch books. So
it feels weird.
Yeah, I know. Especially since, if you know me, I have a tendency of cracking my CGC slabs on accident. So
usually on recordings.
Yeah. And this doesn't feel as brittle either. It's got a little flexibility to it. So I like, if I, you know what? Let's take a test.
Whoa.
No cracks, no chips.
There you have it. Wow.
Okay, Thanks, so I just dropped my Hulk 102. Yeah, exactly. You could have done that with a cheap book. Yeah, it's not my style. I don't do things by thinking. So
yeah.
Half my collection wasn't thought thoroughly through. So
well, there's your drop test.
Yeah, right. Well, look, I really do like this, and you know what? I'm going to try something here just to really emphasize. I got to take the headphones off so you can't hear me.
Okay, now is where we start saying bad stuff about Rich. Wow.
That's the Hulk. Okay, I was touching the ceiling and I let her fall. So it's an 8-foot drop. And it did not take any damage whatsoever.
Wow.
It's definitely more sturdy, robust than the CGC slab.
Well, I was thinking about it as you were going over there. I wonder if the slight flexibility works in its favor in that way, and that it's not so rigid that it doesn't snap when it falls,
Yeah, I mean, this if you know protective plastics, this feels more like Lexan, which is what they use in like for windows, for doors, for machinery. That if something breaks and shoots, see, plexiglass will shatter like glass.
Ah,
But Lexan is almost got a little bit of a gumminess to it, so it'll break, but it won't. It absorbs a lot of the impact. It has some flexibility to it.
E equals MC
This is
squared.
well thought out.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is a well thought out product. This was thought out by people who collect comics.
Yep. I definitely agree with that. I'm starting to
I like this. I like this a lot. Yeah.
The more I'm like messing with them, the more I want more.
So, yeah, I'm.
$10 each.
Huh?
Yeah, they're $10 each. I feel like that's really fair.
And they fit in your standard boxes. I mean, you could go buy a few packs of this, put 20, 30 books in, and rotate display books easily. I mean, how long did you and I discuss and research and talk to other comic channels on how the heck to hang CGC slabs?
Yeah.
And I'm still not happy with it. And this is just go buy a package of hooks and tap some nails into the wall and you got them done.
See that? You barely tell they're like slabs. They just sit in there with the rest of the books.
Yep.
I love it, man.
Yeah, I do too. Kudos, Comic Capsule for making a quality product.
Yeah. And I didn't know what I was going to feel. Like, this is truly a candid review. I had never even touched. I didn't open mine yet, so I didn't know. Rich
I had
was
seen
go
a couple.
His Hulk, 10 feet or 8 feet.
8 feet.
Now, we're not saying that you should try that either. It's just an example of.
Yes, but I just wanted if I'm going to put my stamp of approval on something, I have to kind of test it myself. You know, just because an engineer tells me it's good, yeah, just because some engineer puts it on paper doesn't mean it's true.
It's awesome.
So, yes, I absolutely recommend this product. I think I've been raving enough about the positives. My one negative that I have, and it's minor, but I don't like the back being smoky like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to hang the book. You're not going to see the back anyway.
Right.
But if you take it off, especially when you're dealing with Silver Age books, sometimes you take them off because you want to see what the ads were in the back. And this does give that not so... It's not terrible, but you can notice a difference.
Yeah, I mean, you can absolutely still read, you know.
But and that's the great thing. If somebody says, "Oh, that kind of looks smoky," well, open it up and just slide it out and take a look. There you go. You've just opened up your slab. Oh, I just closed it again. So if it's hanging on the wall and you really want to see that back, you have to take it off the wall anyway. Just pop open the top and slide it out. But the front is very, very clear. It's UV protected. Yeah, I like this. Team Ohana, 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Oh, I almost dropped the book again.
Don't worry, it'll be okay.
Apparently, well, we have found that if you drop it 6,422 times, it will crack.
That's awesome.
So yeah, if you like these also, make sure that you do, if you're going to order a 10-pack, make sure you do it before December 31st, 2023, and use the code Team Ohana Family, scrolling there on the bottom, and you're going to get free shipping. Now, I don't know if the free shipping applies to Australia, Guatemala, the International Space Station. They just said free shipping. So yeah, exactly. So if you want, it can't hurt to throw that code in and see if it gives you free shipping to other countries as well. But these guys seem really, really friendly. They reached out to us, asked if they could send us a free sample. We're like, free stuff? Yeah, sure. I said, well, we record in separate locations. Would you mind sending us each one? They're like, yeah, sure. Like, okay.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yes. And I was so jealous because Greg got his like 2-3 days before me.
Yeah.
Oh, mine too.
I
I rate this a 9 out of 10.
I'm there with you, man. Like I'm just looking at the instruction sheet here. Like it's really detailed, but clear. And they've got their support information here, and it's really easy, and I feel comfortable with the books in here. And I can't get over that. Like it's about $10 $10 a case. I feel like that's worth it for what you get, including the UV protection and
and that's a big key. That's a big key.
Yeah,
the UV protection. You're so right on that.
It's really cool, man.
I mean, I think of the so many books that were displayed in comic stores when I was a kid that the sunlight would come right through the window, and they were all faded. I mean, how many faded, dull Giant Size X-Men #1s are there out there?
I was just gonna say, I saw one, on Instagram. It was like a 7-something, but boy, it was rough.
It was sunbaked. Yeah, and they don't take off of that in the grading,
which is surprising to me.
I would think so, yeah. But I mean, just thinking, how many books would still be in great condition if they had something simple like this back in the day?
Yeah.
Something that you could take those books, drop them into, hang them up in stores. You can still see your raw. If somebody wants to say, hey, I'd like to see the inside of that book, okay, check the pages, check the staples, put it back in, hang it back. Yes, no, put it back on the wall. The sun's not going to destroy it.
This may be a game changer for vendors too, like at shows. Like if
especially ones that supply. Yeah, when I did my show in Cartersville, one of the biggest complaints that people had when they came and stopped at my booth was, "Oh, so you don't have any raws?" And no, I was primarily selling graded books, so that way it was taking all the guesswork out. A lot of people still want to have those raw books. You're going back and forth to shows with raw books in bags and boards. You're inadvertently going to damage some of those books at some point. This will eliminate that from happening, as long as you don't drop the box more than 8 feet, because I can't predict at that point. I'll go do the 2-story test tomorrow.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's anything else to say at this point, other than, like Rich said, 2 thumbs up from us.
I want to say thank you, though, to the board boys at Comic Capsule for noticing our channel, putting us up there, and reaching out to us to review their product. Guys, you came up with a winner here. You really have, and you got mahalos across the board here.
Coconuts everywhere.
Yes.
All right.
So let's wrap this up. Guys, don't forget to check us out on Patreon /TeamOhana, Instagram, Team Ohana Family. Here on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe, click on notifications, and drop comments down below. If you've purchased any of these and you want to give any kind of endorsement or your honest opinion, it's fine. Just drop it down in the comments down below. If you want to save money, we show you how to do it. Just to go to using Team Ohana Family as your code. You're going to get free shipping when you buy a 10-pack or more. And let's see, we got a podcast, so you catch us out at Team Ohana on your podcast, your live streamer provider. And a reminder also, Rob, Fat Stacks of Comics, Team Ohana will be ending the year with them for their Only Slabs on December 30th. Don't forget to check that out so you can come see me representing Team Ohana for our 3rd visit on his show. And even if you just get to know him, just so you can donate for C3 Comics Curing Cancer. It won the award this year for the best collaborative effort, and absolutely, he raised, I think it was over 50 grand this year for cancer, and he was sick as a dog while doing it, but he's a trooper. Gotta love him. We're gonna beat that next year. We're going for 60. Why not? I believe I've spoken. I have spoken. I am Queel. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Till we see you in the next video. Mahalo.